Hello everyone. This is coadb.com, or the Coat of Arms database, and today we're going to discuss 10 different coats of arms in the Johnson family. The first to discuss is blazoned, Argent on a chevron between 3 lions' heads couped gules, ducally crowned or, Crest, a lion's head couped gules, langued azure ducally crowned or, between 2 ostrich feathers Argent. Robert Johnson was born in Stamford, England in 1540, the son of a member of Parliament and one of 7 children. He was a cleric in the Church of England and served as the Archdeacon of Leicester. As a Puritan, he placed emphasis on education and set up grammar schools in Rutland to help teach the poor Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. He married 3 times and has numerous descendants, including several who were founders of New Haven, Connecticut. Next we have per pale, sable, and azure on a saltire between 3 towers Argent, inflamed, and in base, 2 tilting spears broken in saltire or 5 cocks sable. This was the coat of arms of Sir Nathaniel Johnson, who was born in Durham, England in 1644. After serving in the British Army, he became a member of Parliament for Newcastle Upon Tyne. After this, he traveled to the province of Carolina and became its governor. He also defended Charlestown against an attempted Franco-Spanish assault. And the coat of arms, a similar coat of arms, was granted to Rowland Johnson in 1569, who was of Kittlesworth, County Durham, who was surveyor of the Queen's works at Berwick. Next we have gules on a chevron between 3 fleur-de-lis Argent, 3 escalops of the field. Crest, an arm couped at the elbow erect, holding an arrow proper. Supporters, 2 Indians wreathed about the waist with foliage, quivers over their shoulders, bows in their exterior hands, and plumes on their head, all proper. This was the coat of arms of Sir William Johnson, who was born in County Meath, Ireland, around the year 1715. In 1738, he arrived in New York with 12 Irish Protestant families and began clearing land and purchased African slaves. He became a successful trader, through which he became allied with the Mohawk Indians. In 1746, he was made New York agent to the Iroquois nation. He also recruited and commanded natives in battle during the French and Indian War. As a reward for his services, King George II awarded him with a baronetcy. Johnson gained a reputation as a man who had numerous children with several European and Native American women. He died in 1774, and the day after his death, the chiefs of the 6 nations performed the traditional Iroquois condolence ceremony. Next we have Argent, a saltire sable between in chief, a pile checky or in gules, a chief ver, being part of the arms of Belfast, 2 sinister hands couped, one in the dexter, the other in the sinister fess, points of the 4th, and in base, a cushion of the 4th, thereon the municipal mace of Belfast, in fess of the 3rd, on a chief of the 4th, a royal crown of England, between St. George's and St. Patrick's, ensigns displayed all proper, crest, an arm embowed in armor, grasping a sword proper, between 2 wings erect azure. This was the coat of arms of Sir William Gillian Johnson, or Gillian Johnson, an Irish conservative barrister and politician who was a member of Parliament for Belfast. He was knighted by the Queen during her first visit to Belfast on August 12, 1849. Next we have a similar coat of arms, and this belonged to the Johnson Baronetcy of Bath, and it was created in 1818 for Henry Johnson, a colonel in the 5th Regiment and governor of Ross Castle. Next is Argent on a pile azure, 3 ounces heads erased of the first. Crest on a chapeau gules turned up ermine, an ounce's head erased azure. This was the coat of arms granted to Nicholas Johnson of Milton Bryant in Bedford, England, in the year 1632. He was son and heir of Thomas Johnson and the grandson of Thomas Johnson of Milton Bryant. Or a water boget sable on a chief of the last, 3 annulets of the first, crest, out of a ducal coronet or 2 wings erect, sable. This was the coat of arms of the Johnsons of Ascoffey Hall in Spalding, Lincolnshire, England. And we know that John Johnson of Pinchbeck, later of Ascoffey Hall, was born in 1568, the son and heir of Francis Johnson of Lisford. Next is Argent on a satire between a lymphad in chief of the second and in tower base gules on a chief engrailed of the last, 3 cushions or. Crest on a mural crown proper, a spur erect or between 2 wings expanded argent, each charged with an annulet gules. This coat of arms was found in Rockingham, County Cork, Ireland, and it was confirmed to Noble Johnson, Esquire, who was the son of William Johnson, Esquire of the same place, who was High Sheriff of County Cork in 1815, and the arms was also granted to the descendants of his grandfather, Noble Johnson, Esquire, Mayor of Cork in 1809. Next is gules, 3 spear's heads argent, a chief ermine. Crest, a spear's head argent between 2 branches of laurel vert, crossing each other over the spear's head. And this was the coat of arms of Robert Johnson of the Tower of London and Buckingham, and it was granted to him in 1604. He was a member of Parliament for Monmouth Boroughs. And lastly, we have Argent on a bend sable, 3 ermine spots of the first. Crest, a leopard passant garnet sable, platy and bizanti. This was confirmed to Richard Johnson of Gainsborough in County Lincoln in 1579. If you enjoyed this video, please visit coadb.com and click on the link up top that says Genealogy Research. As you learned in this video, one surname can have tons of different coats of arms associated with it. So don't just pick any old coats of arms that has your surname on it. We piece together your family tree to determine which, if any, coat of arms belonged to your ancestors. Thank you.